This weather report is a cause for concern for the Seattle Seahawks and not so much the Buffalo Bills. And in this video, I'm going to prove just that, as well as all the other advantages we have over them. The Seattle Seahawks are allowing the fourth most rushing yards in the NFL so far this season. This article specifically states that fantasy owners should be prepared for the Buffalo Bills and Seattle Seahawks, as weather could mean in a loss of points in Sunday's matchup. We could see this crazy storm coming in. A lot of people saying that this is going to be a big time impact, fantasy implications for DK Metcalf as well as Amari Cooper. Could see steady rain all throughout the game. One thing to take note of here, though, is that the Seattle Seahawks are number one in the NFL at passing percentage so far in 2024. We could see if you scroll down, the Buffalo Bills are currently 25th in the NFL at the total amount of passing the football. So when you look at this weather for this game, the Buffalo Bills are more well suited for this matchup just because we've already been establishing the run throughout this season. We've already been relying on this offensive line with Aaron Cromer and James Cook and Ray Davis and Ty Johnson. So I really believe the Buffalo Bills are going to have to really just go out and do what they're doing, whereas the Seattle Seahawks may very well have to change their identity and change ultimately what they've been successful at, which is clearly passing the football with Geno Smith, DK Metcalf. And we can see that the Buffalo Bills so far this season have 814 total rushing yards, whereas the Seattle Seahawks have 682. So clearly the Bills are rushing the ball a lot more. We have 192 attempts, Seattle Seahawks at 151. They're averaging 4.5 yards a carry, the Buffalo Bills at 4.2. Interestingly enough, the Buffalo Bills have 11 total rushing touchdowns, whereas the Seattle Seahawks have 10 total rushing touchdowns. So this is kind of showing you a little bit into the game that, yes, the Seattle Seahawks have been primarily a passing team, and I think they're opening things up with the pass. Teams are anticipating that they are going to pass because obviously statistically they are the number one team in the NFL passing the ball the majority of the time, and they've been effective doing so. And that's what happens. The passing game opens up the run, and it makes running the football a little bit easier. So this is going to really disrupt what the Seattle Seahawks are doing offensively, not being able to necessarily rely on the pass to open up the run, whereas the Buffalo Bills are just primarily running the football majority of the time. We are out working, out muscling guys, creating holes on this offensive line, which is exactly what you want to do in poor weather situations. And this is about taking care of the football. We can see the Buffalo Bills actually have 0 rushing fumbles so far this season. Seattle Seahawks only 1 rushing fumble this season, but clear as day that the Bills are taking care of the football. No rushing fumbles, no interceptions from Josh Allen. Another impact for the Buffalo Bills here are the injuries to Terrell Bernard, Curtis Samuel, Dwayne Carter, who had a huge stop last week for the Buffalo Bills. Dwayne Carter actually going on IR and will miss the next several weeks. Now, Terrell Bernard, I've been saying he obviously lacks overall size. It's tough taking on offensive linemen, trying to stop the run, but it's clear as day that Terrell Bernard is actually balling out so far this year against the run. Terrell Bernard, team captain, is second on the team in a run stop rate at 40.5% and second in total tackles at 6.4 as the Buffalo Bills prepare to stop Kenneth Walker, dynamic running back. Although they're not running the ball a lot, Kenneth Walker is definitely a great running back, and we're going to be relying on third-year linebacker Baylon Spector to start in Bernard's place. Now, again, this is the third game that Bernard has missed this season. I think Baylon Spector has created those memorable moments on the field. He's gotten that experience. So this isn't just like someone random going out there having to fill in for Terrell Bernard being out versus Seattle Seahawks. I think Baylon Spector can definitely come in this cruddy weather situation, be able to stop the run for Seattle. Really, if the weather is as bad as anticipated, we all know that the Seattle Seahawks are not going to be passing the ball. Number one, majority in the NFL for at least this upcoming week. And another point I want to make is that Josh Allen has actually never played in Seattle. This is the first time going to Seattle and playing in that stadium. And I think just understanding that Josh Allen, unfamiliar with that field, with that stadium, we all know Seattle gets loud, the crowd noise, and the Bills are just built and suited for this weather. Being able to run the ball with James Cook, Ray Davis, Ty Johnson, even Josh Allen's rushing ability, I think we are definitely going to be the ones to win this game. And also just understanding the crowd noise and what you want to do on the road is really establish the run anyways. So I think Joe Brady and the Bills already probably had a plan going into this game, being that we're traveling all the way to the West Coast, that it's an away game. It's a stadium that Josh Allen has never played in. And I think the idea here was that we were going to probably try to establish the run often and early in this game anyways. But now the weather's here. The Bills have already been primarily a running first team, whereas the Seattle Seahawks have been a pass first team. We really rely on the run to open up the passing game with play action. And I think that is what you need in these cruddy weather situations, especially the rain. You know, you're going to need wide receivers with a lot of space, a lot of, time to create space and catch the ball. When you have defenders draped all over you in the rain and the ball's extra slippery, it makes it hard to complete passes. But if you're establishing the run, if you're allowing your wide receivers to create ample space from the defender and make an easy catch, that's definitely going to be huge for the Buffalo Bills in this upcoming game versus the Seattle Seahawks. In my mind, the Buffalo Bills are well suited for this weather matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. I think Josh Allen and James Cook, Ray Davis, Ty Johnson, this offensive line with everyone beefed up here, I think we're going to be able to push the Seattle Seahawks around, and really we're well suited for this game. The structure, the DNA, how everything has been played out so far this season, we are well suited for this game versus the Seattle Seahawks, whereas the Seattle Seahawks are not. Really, majority of the time, passing the ball, relying on the pass to open up the run, whereas the Buffalo Bills are relying on the run to open up the pass. That makes sense for the Bills in the weather situations that we're going to face here in Buffalo later in the year, as well as this upcoming matchup versus the Seattle Seahawks. I appreciate you guys all so much. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit like, subscribe. Also, check the links down below in the description. You can get $20 off SeatGeek. Use promo code BNC. We have the Buffalo Fan Shop. Those are collectibles. We have 50 reviews on that, sizes small through 5XL with free shipping, as well as Course Careers. I've been promoting Course Careers. That's personally how I landed my full-time job in 2024. I worked fully remote. I went through their platform. I got a certificate, and I had multiple companies reach out to me wanting to interview and hire me, and I got to pick out of them, and now I'm working for them. But I appreciate you guys all so much. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and go Bills.